going on, my friend?
You shoveling snow?
How much does that voice of God get for that promo?
Oh, he pays us.
I wish my voice was a little deeper. I mean, that guy's amazing. That guy will keep you up at night.
He's solid. The voice of ESPN radio here in Phoenix. I mean, he's nailing it for us. So it's good stuff. And you have your own open.
By the way, you guys are like the giant pterodactyls. No, they didn't survive. You guys are like the caterpillar.
Thanks.
Maybe, is that right? Maybe
the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You go through mastodons. You go through whatever it takes, and you come out on the back end. Although if I'm Jimmy V and I get with Jimmy V after a long pause, I'm not sure. But you know, he's like Tonto. He's your malleable sidekick.
That's really all he does. Is just a sidekick. So it's really
that's all I am.
Yeah, but he drives when I'm not here, so we do give him the keys. So he does a good job.
Tonto, you okay, Tonto? How you doing, man?
You're pretty sharp. You get a little too much fresh air shoveling snow back there in Florida, or what?
You don't have snow in Miami.
Yeah, I'm on fumes. I got to tell you, 7.8 inches in Milton, Florida, and then Bagley. I mean, these are not only twice as much snow as you normally, twice as much snow as the Florida record.
Yeah,
and it's the coldest high ever reported in South Florida here.
Wow!
And the iguanas, they're falling off the trees, and as they freeze, and then they just start waking up usually. But then they realize that the Dolphins have 10 draft picks in the first round or the second round because of compensation. And they're saying, "Oh my God, Chris Greer is still here making the draft picks," and they fall back.
Gee, that's
they
great.
Go back in the coma. What can I do?
What can I do? Is the city going absolutely nuts? Because a lot of people, that's why they live in Florida. They want to get away from that.
Well, it's sustained. So this has been this way since like Saturday, and it's supposed to be this way until next Monday.
Wow.
I'm going to go examine professional sports franchise opportunities in Jamaica. Don't tell anybody. That's what I'm telling the IRS for about 4 days.
Okay.
And then I'm going from there to Dallas. I've got some speaking to do, and then Dallas to New Orleans. So I'm gone for about 10 days, and I'll be in New Orleans for 5 days. But New Orleans had 6 inches of snow. So it's I don't get it, man. I'm telling you, it's just the world has gone. You see in like Central Florida, people going down driveways on ice.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to go farther south. Maybe I'll go down to Cuba.
I don't know Rick. I don't know what's worse. All these pundits and the media out there blaming Donald Trump for the college football playoff ratings being down by 3 million. That's ridiculous. Come on. I thought we learned something last year.
No, Donald Trump has nothing to do with it. I think we kind of get tired of football. I don't know. Ohio State Notre Dame was a incredible rivalry for those teams. I don't know if it had the Western appeal. I got to tell you, if Scatterbo, if you guys were in the finals, that would have been a hell of a story.
Sure.
I'm not sure if that story would have generated another 4 or 5 million people. I'd have watched a little more lovingly. But that game itself had about 7 minutes of really important, nearly one-score action. But otherwise, no. But when you look back at the playoffs, you have 4 teams who were just happy to be there, and they got in from 9 to 12. You got those middle teams that had a home game first round, which was a home game first round for the ages. Blowouts, but a home game first round for the ages. Then you had the top 4 seeds. They didn't make it. So it was rust over rest. So you had 7 and 8 in the finals. Everybody learns now about what to do different and better. It's all tweaked. And just when we get around to tweaking again, we're going to go to 16. We're certainly going to go to 14, maybe 16.
Rick, you're in Miami, and a lot of talk here in Phoenix is about Jimmy Butler. And what is the pulse there? This guy's been suspended again, and we're us 3 here making a case for the Suns. Don't get him. Why do you want a guy like we kind of compared him to T.O. that he's just a action to a team?
Tyreek is bright enough to realize he's got 3 or 4 months to make amends, and the difference is it's not during the season, and he did play in pain, so I have some affinity for him. But when people think of Jimmy Butler and he decides to retire, somebody wrote a really good column yesterday about this. Who's going to take credit for him? Not Philly, not Chicago. Things don't end well with him. But I know everybody always thinks, and I'm sure the Matt Ishbia camp thinks, well, if we get him, we're going to be the guys that he really wants to play for. I know nobody else has liked the ending, but we're different. Well, that's what happens with people all over the leagues, and it usually doesn't work out that way. So God bless you. Go take him.
This weekend, they got Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes going at it as the Chiefs and Bills go at it. Seeing these two superstars, one young man could be an MVP, one's been an MVP. As far as the numbers are concerned, we know that'll be a much watched. But for those advertisers, are they just like licking their chops that they've got the AFC Championship game? They got 2 outstanding quarterbacks, not to mention some of the other sides of that. And are the numbers, like the Super Bowl, are those numbers going higher and higher on a per-minute average prior to the season?
Higher and higher per-minute average. Mark Lazarus, good friend, NBC Sports, he was the architect of when Nielsen calls and there's one person in a church rectory and they say, yeah, I'm watching it, you get credit for 1? No, you get credit for 100. And also, you ought to get credit for the digital media now, too. And now numbers are higher. Well, of course they are, because eyeballs are eyeballs, whether they're looking at phones or they're looking at televisions. So the numbers are more realistic. With AI, we can track the rate of return and advertising conversion better. The ad rates are going to be higher. The 7 million 30-second spot is a number of the past. You're going to see it at 9 or 10 soon. And you're going to realize that even on conventional TV, not pay-per-view, Super Bowl is the definitive appointment viewing. And you got a great story no matter what. You got three-peat, or you got Josh Allen, and then you got Jaden Daniels, or you got Barkley. And, whatever it is, this Super Bowl is fraught with some very significant storylines. And I think it's going to be a heck of a 4-team deal. I don't really know who's going to win.
2 minutes.
And Rick, sure of is my Dolphins are home. They're home. They ain't going anywhere.
What kind of when you see guys up for MVP awards or winning Super Bowls like a Patrick Mahomes, you see him on all kinds of ads. For Josh Allen, if he wins the award, whether he goes to the Super Bowl or not, what kind of numbers are we looking at as far as his marketing numbers in the offseason or continuing through the regular season as far as commercials are concerned?
Well, these guys have long-term deals, and winning an MVP award, honestly, I'm not sure is going to significantly increase the income. It's going to increase the brand value, but not the income. So maybe the next round of negotiations is going to be big. But, Barkley maybe is third in this. Everybody is talking about how Mahomes has the inside track. No, it's Josh Allen has the inside track. No, it's Lamar Jackson. But whoever it is, it's going to be those endorsers
1 minute
reached the ceiling. I'm not sure that these guys have time to do any bigger deals now, even if another category of company comes calling. So it's not a numbers thing right now, but it's the legacy thing, which is harder to quantify, but it's really, really important.
Rick, where are you heading off to next week or two?
Jamaica.
I'm staying here for the championship games, probably because I don't want to get out of my house. I mean, when I'm opening the door, I know it's not like Duluth, Minnesota, but it's pretty stout. But then, I'll be at the Super Bowl. I'm going to watch these two games just because
30 seconds.
If you go to one, automatically you miss the other. And I don't want to do that this week because I think they're going to be really, really, really big games, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
How's Duke handling the cold weather?
We got a dolphin scarf on him. Actually, I put a dolphin scarf on him. Then I put a hurricane scarf on him, and I took the hurricane scarf off. But they signed Carson Beck, so I put the hurricane scarf back on.
Oh, there you go, Rick. We love you, man. Stay warm back there in Miami. Appreciate your time.
All right, we will, man. I'll talk to you soon.
That's Rick Horrow. Follow him on Twitter at Rick Horrow, the sports professor here on Rocket Manooch with Jimmy B. All right, so Listener Appreciation Thursday, we are going to give you an opportunity to win some Globetrotter tickets, easy for me to say, there at Desert Diamond in February. But we will have our underdog picks, too. So we're going to get into that. It's Rock, it's Manooch, it's Jimmy B, Jax, and Connor. We're out here at the Twin Peaks in Tempe.